What's up, y'all? I'm making another Zippo video for y'all tonight. Now, this Zippo is actually going to be a 3 Zippo video. One of them is about the Zippo that I had fixed, and another one is a Zippo that I got with this Zippo that I ain't going to be using. This is just a special collectible Zippo in my opinion. That's why this one I'm not going to open. It's still sealed. But these 3 Zippos all went with me and were bought at Bradford, Pennsylvania. I actually went there. I visited Zippo, and when I tell you that their customer service, I mean, those people are extremely nice. They're especially at the visitor center. They are extremely nice. I had several wonderful conversations with the people there. They're extremely nice, and this is a Zippo that I had fixed. It was my brass 1937 vintage look Zippo, and they did an excellent job. What happened was I had dropped it 2 years ago like this. It had bent the hinge and the lid all the way back to the point where it wouldn't even close. It would sit like this, and it bent this part of the hinge out to where you could barely even pull the insert in and out. And currently I am using this Zippo because my other Zippo, my Jack Daniels Zippo, is currently being engraved, and it will be ready Friday to pick it up. So I'll be picking that up Friday, both Zippos, and it's a good thing I can pick it up on Friday because the next party that I'm going to go to is on Saturday, and that's where Jacob's going to be. So, or he should be going. It's not certain yet, but he's been invited, and I hope we'll go there because then I can get his Zippo with all his stuff to him. But yeah, that's just that. As y'all can remember, I'm sure you remember the video that I made when this thing was new. It has, I don't know, like 1,500 views on it or something like that. It was made in C of 15, if that'll focus, and the insert was made the exact same month. And I don't know why, but for some reason I get a lot of inserts that are the same date. I think I have 3 or 4 Zippos that are the same date. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is about this Zippo right here, which is model number 28582 Rep Black Crackle. Yeah, now this is the user that I got at Bradford. This one, which we'll get into this later, is a non-user because it's commemorative to the museum. This one, however, I picked up because I really wanted to use it. It's the Black Crackle 1941 replica Zippo. And if you can see that there, yeah, the lighting isn't the best. But, sorry, I just have to put up with it because there's not really any better lighting in this house. All the lighting, there's no center fixtures in the house that I'm in right now. It's just all lighting. They have these panel things with these long, like office light, you know, the long lights. I don't really know what those freaking things are called, but anyway, this Zippo was made in K of 16, so that's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So that would be November, I believe. November, yeah, November of last year. So this Zippo is several months old, not quite a year yet, but as you can tell, I have been using this Zippo for a while. It is a great user. Now, one thing is this Zippo did come, which you can see right there, just a little right there underneath the PA. There's a little dent right there. That was not for me. This thing actually came with that, but I honestly don't care because I think, in my opinion, if it's modeled after the World War II Zippo, it looks good with dents and scratches. I mean, I can't wait till this thing looks well used because, I mean, I was looking at some of the ones that they had in the museum and they were in rough shape, and I thought they looked beautiful like that because it tells a story. And at the time, this model of Zippo originally, the original World War II 1941 Zippos that were Black Crackle or regular chrome, you could not buy them. Civilians could not buy them. Zippo had, or the government had bought out Zippo for GIs only, and they sent them off to GIs all over Europe and the Pacific. So during World War II. So the insert, anyway, the insert on this Zippo was made in G of 16. So about 3 months apart on the inserts, and you can barely see it there. Yeah, there's a G and then the 16. So G would be, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So July of last year. So the insert is just over a year old, and the case is not a year old yet. It will be soon though, here in a few months. But anyway, another thing to note, this really didn't have to, well, this does have to do with this Zippo and even this Zippo, but it does not have to do with brass Zippos, is that I was actually experimenting with a high power magnet, putting them to these lids just to, I was just seeing if they would stick, and they actually would. And at first I thought, wait a minute, are they starting to put steel on Zippos? But then I was like, wait, no, they wouldn't do that, because otherwise all my Zippos at least would start rusting, because I've dropped several in water, or well, there's one that I've dropped in water, which would be my brush chrome standard Zippo. When I was up here a couple years, I had it with me, and I dropped that in the New River, and it would have started rusting. But I was doing some research on the properties of brass. There's nothing in that, but I looked up the properties of nickel, which is what they use to attach chrome to the brass, because chrome will not stick to brass alone. They have to put nickel, and nickel is found with iron generally. Nickel is almost always found with iron, and my guess would be that, this is just my best guess, is that the nickel that they use to plate Zippos, and even the nickel that, well, I don't know about the ones that used to be in our coins, because the nickels aren't really made of nickel anymore. Neither are pennies. Pennies aren't made of copper anymore. But anyway, they're just copper plated. It is found mixed with iron, so my guess is it's just little minute traces of iron within the nickel, because I took a magnet to my brass Zippo, well, I don't know where my armor is currently, but I took a magnet to this, and I opened the lid, and it would not stick at all, even the high-powered one. And even the high-powered one on these and this, only, like, it's just, you can barely even tell, and that's, like I said, my best guess is that it's just the barely littlest minute traces of iron within the nickel would be my guess. So, anyway, that's that Zippo. It is a very, and I also really like the boxes that they put with these Zippos. I think I like this box lid even better than the 1935, just because it has that kind of almost Empire State Building look, and I really like the, the 1930s and 40s, like New York City type of look. And but I don't know if you can tell in the light, but there we go. You can see where it's already starting to wear up against the coins and keys that have been in my pocket. You can see where it's starting to get shiny there. But definitely can't wait. I will be using this again at some point, but I have stopped using it for now because I was using my Jack Daniel's Zippo, and I was also, right now I'm using this Zippo, but I can't wait to get my Jack Daniel's Zippo back once it's been engraved, and my cousin's friend Zippo for his birthday. So anyway, that is it for that Zippo. And this next Zippo model is 250 ZCVC. Now, that is one interesting model number. Anyway, this is the Zippo. Yeah. So while I was there, I knew I was going to get at least 2 Zippos, one to use and one to keep. And this is the one I decided to keep, and I'm not even going to open it. So this is going to go pretty fast, because I'm not even opening this one. I'm keeping it sealed just because I'm never going to use this Zippo. This is just collectible for collectors' purposes only. And as you can see, which I noticed this on the way into the museum, it says GGB, which is George something Blaisdell. That's his name, because I was like, what does GGB mean on all the like factories in the the financial quarters on Barber Street? And it's George G. Blaisdell's initials. They have those on all of their little Zippos that are open up on the buildings. So this was made in I of 16, which would be January, February, March, April, May. Oh wait, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So this was made in September of last year. Now I will not be opening it. I would tell you the date on the case, on the insert, but I'm not gonna know because I'm keeping this sealed and it's gonna stay sealed. So I'm not gonna open this one. This is just for collector's purpose only. It will not be opened, and at least for the foreseeable future, because I will not be using this, because this this museum picture is not engraved. It's just whatever the coating that they put on to do like this. It's like this, but in very thin little lines to make up the squares that are the blocks, or to make it look like blocks on the outside of the museum that they have there. And I definitely don't want that, you know, chipping away or having anything like that happen to it. So, you know, I just ain't gonna use this one. It's gonna stay like it is. So yeah, that's about it for this video, and I will see y'all later.